Okay, in doing the wrestler versus wrestler bit, someone mentioned if I would ever do things for like the NXT wrestlers versus main event or main roster wrestlers. So I decided to go with the Divas, and this versus the current champion. This is the day of Money in the Bank, 2015. So I have Nikki Bella, the current WWE. I have Sasha Banks, the current NXT Women's Champion. If you don't know who she is, get the network for an undisclosed monthly sum, or you get it free for a month and just watch any of the NXT takeover events. And you'll be like, you'll understand why she is the boss. I do these a little bit differently. I've got strength, speed, endurance, toughness. This all has to do with, if they've got a longer career, it's easier to pick some of these things. Other ones are kind of how they're booked. Striking. Now we're getting into the actual physical combat. Striking. Grappling. This is your how are they suplexing, slams, power bombs, submissions. High flying. Over with the crowd. Ring work. Mic work. Ring psychology, sorry. And with all of these, the person that has the majority of them is the one who I picked to be the victor. The victor is one of those person I could probably see being booked to win, depending on who you have for booking. And if you want a logical booking or not. So here we go. Strength. That's Nikki. Nikki's got it in spades. Ironically, Nikki is currently booked the way Beth Phoenix and Natalya should have been booked. But given her position in the company, she gets a decent amount of very favorable booking. Now, I think she hasn't worked hard, but given who she's currently with, that does definitely help her when it comes to the pecking order. Speed. It's Sasha. Sasha, smaller, lighter, a lot faster. Endurance. This is when a match goes long. Nikki has really had long matches, where lots of Sasha Banks matches have been very long and very physical matches. Toughness. Nikki's being billed like the female John Cena. She can take almost any move and she's relatively okay. Striking. This is Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks does a double knees in the corner. That's just fantastic. They really do build her as a smaller, almost MMA style fighter who's just really creative what it is she does. Grappling. They give Nikki all the power moves. So you have your Alabama slams. She ends up being the person on the bottom when it comes to doing the powerbomb spot, the powerbomb superplex spot. So plus a spine buster. She does a lot more in the way of the actual physical hold your opponent, drive them into the mat moves. Submissions. This is Sasha Banks. Her finisher, the Banks name, which is a combination move, is fantastic. Really, really great submissions work. High flying. You know what? Banks doesn't really know that much for leaving the turnbuckle at all. Where Nikki actually does have that kind of beautiful disaster kick, she's gotten much better at it. It's a nice move to see, because it allows her to throw in that additional kind of high-risk offense. So we're tied coming into the actual meat of the character, the actual characteristics. So now instead of having to get more fingers, I'll just say right now it's 4-4, so we're tied up. Over with the crowd. Depending on where they are. If they're in a non-hardcore town, Nikki will get a much more dynamic response. If they're in any hardcore town, it's Sasha. In Columbus for NXT, she got a cheer much larger than Charlotte Flair. She is that over, even though she's the heel. People just appreciate her ring work that well. Ring psychology. That's Sasha. You can watch a Sasha Banks match, not see who her opponent is, but since Sasha changes her mannerisms to meet and to mock her opponent. If it's Becky Lynch, she'll do the Becky Lynch hair toss. If it's Charlotte Flair, she'll do some Flair spots. She does what it takes to be like, I'm winning this match and I'm going to mock you in the process. We don't see that from Nikki. I recently saw Paige take on Layla on Superstars. Yes, Layla is still wrestling for the E. And Paige actually mocked one of Layla's moves. She got on the top rope, kind of did the Layla kind of kitten layout bit. And I was like, you know what? That was good. You need more of that. You need someone that's actually going to look at someone else's mannerisms and use them and mock them. It's great for ring psychology. Now on to mic work. Sorry. Sasha takes mic work easily. Whether it's a backstage interview, Sasha comes off natural. It comes off like she really knows what she's saying. Like she believes what she's saying. When they're in the ring, and she's like, you know what? I made you. I'm the reason why you are as far along as you are. I told everybody I was going to become the NXT Women's Champion, that I am the baddest diva in NXT. And she's not saying it. She's believing it, and it's leaving her mouth, and it's going to the crowd, and the crowd is believing it, because she believes it. That's her speaking. It's not someone else writing some cue cards. That is what she believes. That is the true essence of mic work. It is getting across who you are, what you feel, to the crowd, and the crowd believing it. Nikki. I wish it died in the womb. A lot of what Nikki says just really feels like she's regurgitating someone else's words. A lot of the times when she's been doing commentary, she's bad. She's really bad. When AJ was on commentary, if AJ was disinterested in what was going on in the ring, she would do the heel side and be like, yep. Not even champion for almost like 300 days, right? That's really impressive. A lot more impressive than the Total Divas girls doing their whatever it is they do on their show. Oh, the match is done now? Oh, okay. Alright, I'm just going to get up and leave. Nikki just is not that solid on the mic. She's getting better. But she's been with the company almost a decade now. She should have been better, not on the process of getting better. But main roster divas are giving next to nothing to work with. And whenever they are given to work with, the bell is taken.